All right, let's look at some more terminology. This exercise a little bit more straightforward than the last one where we had all those terms, and probably could have done this online, but kept everything consistent and printed this off. Differences between financial and managerial accounting. This is somewhat important, and so all you have to do is just with this is just, we're going to look at A through L. Right? We're going to say, okay, is this more descriptive of financial accounting? So we're going to use the letter F, or managerial accounting. All right. So, this is one of those exercises where the actual answers, sure, they matter for the, handful of points that you can get on your homework, but there's a purpose here. The only thing you've seen so far is financial accounting. And so we need to be able to identify managerial accounting, or at least compare these two. And if we can do that, my hope is that as we move on through the course, it will provide you with some advantage as to, why the heck we're doing a lot of the things that we're doing. Because a lot of the stuff that we're going to do in this class is not going to feel like the same stuff that we did in our financial accounting course at the institution I'm at called Accounting 1. Okay, so letter choice A, again, more descriptive. This may be subjective. Okay, this is a managerial accounting item. For example, I brought up in another video variances. Did we overspend or did we underspend? Well, underspending on something might be a good thing if we got a good deal, but it could also be a bad thing, right? If we underspent because we had no sales, no demand for our product, then we're going the other direction on that. So when we see the term subjective versus objective, right, is this piece of artwork good? Well, that's a matter of opinion. That's subjectivity. Is this financial statement prepared in conformity with U.S. GAAP? Yes or no? That's objective. So managerial accounting, much more subjective. Often used to obtain financing. This is financial accounting. A banker might want to look at our P&L, profit and loss statement, otherwise known as an income statement. Okay, and so because that income statement is performed in conformity with, say, for example, U.S. GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles, we can look at that and say, okay, I know that this income statement, or I believe, don't never know anything really, I believe that this, reflects the profitability of this company, and we're going to either issue the loan or not. C, typically prepared quarterly or annually. This is another financial accounting item. Financial accounting reports are broken up into what we call artificial periods, months, quarters, where a period of 3 months would be a quarter, or annually. Conversely, managerial accounting is whenever we feel like we need it, right? Okay, so D, may measure time or customer satisfaction. I would argue that this is not really either one of these, but certainly with regard to time and customer satisfaction, we can get some indicators about things such as efficiency or quality when we look at customer satisfaction. These are not things that can be recorded directly into the financial records of a company, but we can still measure them. Okay, so E, future oriented. This is also a managerial accounting item. We're going to be looking at budgeting and estimating sales revenue and production needs, and so forth. So we're looking at what is going to happen, or we're trying to project out what has happened in the past. That's more for our income statement, our state cash flows, retained earnings statement, and so forth. So that would be more financial. But when we see the word future, that has more of a managerial flavor to it. Has a greater emphasis on cost-benefit analysis. This is also a managerial accounting item. Managers make decisions about whether or not to incur costs. Is the net benefit going to be greater than the cost or less than the cost? And generally speaking, if the net benefit of a decision is going to cost us more than the benefit it provides, well, then we're not going to do it. And then, a lot of this is we're making an educated guess, but that's what we're talking about, and that would be more akin to managerial accounting. G, keeps records of assets and liabilities. This is a financial accounting item because where do we find assets and liabilities? We find those on the balance sheet, and that is a formal financial statement. Okay. H, highly aggregated statements. This is also going to be a financial accounting item. We could also say highly summarized statements. Not a lot of detail. So we're taking so what they mean by aggregated here is just that we're going to take all of these little transactions and we're going to tally them up, and we're going to say, this is all of our revenue. We have $70 billion in revenue, even though maybe our average sale is, $57. We're not getting that detail. We're getting the aggregated amounts or the summarized amounts. So the answer for H, again, is F for financial accounting. I, must conform to external standards. This is also financial accounting. U.S. GAAP, that's the external standard that we're dealing with in the United States for financial accounting. Special purpose reports, this is going to be managerial accounting. And the special purpose, what is the special purpose? It's whatever management decides they need to do their job more effectively. All right. Decision-making tool. This is probably going to be closest to managerial accounting as well. When you see the term decision-making, who's making decisions? Investors? Bankers? Well, they're making some decisions, but as far as the way that things are going to go within the business itself, this is management. And so managerial accounting helps in that decision-making process. And then finally, L, the income statement, balance sheet, and statement of cash flows. They've listed 3 of the 4 formal financial statements there. So this is a part of financial accounting. So hopefully that helps a little bit, and we're going to close this video out now.